Okay, I hope you all are happy. Today, this is geography class. We are going to learn about interpreting topographical maps. What we are going to learn? Interpreting topographical maps. Now, representation of geographical features. We are going to learn about. Okay, representation of geographical features, because topographical map are the representative of geographical features. Now, before getting into the topic, can you identify what is it? What is it? Yeah, this is a globe. Is it? What is globe, you know? It is the miniature model of the earth. It represented the earth, the shape of the earth it represented. That's why we say globe is a miniature model of the earth. In the same way, topographical maps are the interpretation of the geographical features. What is it? These are the representation. Topographical maps are the representative of the geographical features. Now, what is it? What is it? We all know this is map, is it? This map is Indian political map. Okay. Maps are the representative of the earth. Maps also are the representation of the earth. It is, maps are drawn on the flat surface. Okay. Maps are drawn on the flat surface, and we cannot see in the map the globe or the earth, all the part of the earth at the same time. That's why we have divided the maps into different kinds, like world map, political map. Okay. We'll see today the topographical maps. Now, what is topographical map? Today we are going to learn about topographical maps. What is topographical maps? Topographical maps are the large scale maps. Okay, what is it? They are the large scale maps. Okay, when you see the map, in all the map there will be some landmark will be pointed. Okay, what is that? The map shows the landmark. Okay, the legend will be given. Okay, what is written in which color? Colors also it depicts the parts of map. Now, coming to this, there will be scale written. Okay, because we cannot show the land forms the same size in the map. Okay, so it will be reduced. The size of the places on the ground level, ground will be reduced on the map. So the scale will be used. For example, here you see some of the degrees are given. To draw the map, we use two kinds of grids. One is longitude and another one is latitude. But it is not like in topographical map. There won't be any latitudes or longitude used. We will come to learn what is used in the topographical maps to draw it. See here, I already told you the topographical maps are the large scale maps. Is it? Here there are what these large scale maps or the topographical maps shows. It shows the natural features. It shows the natural features, and also it shows, it depicts the man-made features. The topographical map shows two important things. One is natural features. Natural features means what? Like rivers, forest, mountains. Okay, these are the natural features. Man-made features means like roads, settlement, railway tracks. These are some of the man-made features. So all together we can see it in the topographical map. Okay. Now we will see, you might have learned about contour lines, is it? What is contour line? Contour lines are imaginary lines. Which connects all the parts of all the points. Okay, it connects all points for same height above sea level. Okay. Now, what is contour lines? Contour lines are the imaginary lines that connects all points, whether it is too high, too steep, or too gentle place. The imaginary lines that connects all points the same height above the sea levels are called what? Contour lines. For example, contour lines, it will not be like vertical or horizontal. It is like somewhat like this. So if it is highest place also, it can be connected at the particular point, and if it is gentle place also can be connected with the help of the contour lines. In the contour lines, what will be used? Numbers will be used. Okay. For example, when it go above the height, when the height will increase, the number also will be increased. When the height reduces, the number will be reduced. Did you understand? Now, since the topographical map to provide detailed information of small areas. What's the importance of the contour lines? What's the uses of the contour lines? It depicts even the small area. So contour lines are used to depict even the small areas. Even the areas in your village, particular village also can be depicted in the topographical map. Okay, in the topographical maps there are some lines used in the topographical map. They are called arbitrary lines. What type of lines are used in the contour maps? Arbitrary lines are used in the contour lines. What is arbitrary lines? I already told there is no longitudes or latitudes used here. There are arbitrary lines used instead of using longitude and latitudes. The arbitrary lines are used in the contour lines are called easting and northing. What are the two lines? Easting and northing. What is easting? What is easting? Easting is the vertical lines. Okay, easting are the vertical lines and northing are called as the horizontal line. So these two lines are used in the contour maps, in the topographical maps, and these lines form a grid. Okay, they intersect each other to form a grid system. Okay, it will not go as parallel. It joins in some places. It cross each other or it intersect each other to form a grid. Okay, so there are when we see this one, the grid system is there. We will see there is two types of grid system. Okay, before that we will learn what are the features of this grid system. What are the features of the grid system? Okay, the first feature of the grid system is, I already told there is two lines. Okay, one is vertical line, other one is horizontal line. vertical line is known as easting. What is vertical line is known as? It is known as easting, and the horizontal line is known as northing. Okay, they intersect each other. Okay, they intersect each other and they form a grid square. What did they form? Grid square. For example, this is vertical line, okay, and this is horizontal line. Each line had its own numbers, okay. Each line will be given number, and this grid, it intersect in a particular point, okay, to form a grid. Did you understand? And the next feature of this topographical maps are the extreme south. Okay, here this is southern part, is it? This is southern part and this is northern part. This is eastern part and this is western part. The counting of topographical map, how it will be counted? It is counted from the left side, left part of the map. Okay, there will be some point will be given. So it is counted from northwest direction. How it will be counted? It is counted in the northwest direction. Okay, and extreme southwest grid or one of the bottom left corner is starting point of the reference point. Southwest, this is the starting point of the topographical map. Next thing, the numerical value of easting will be always increased. Okay, the numerical value I said for all the lines there will be some points given. Okay, there will be some numbers will be given. So the easting, the numerical value will be increased. How it will be increased? From the easting which is given in the map. The numerical value will be counted from the easting. The next thing is how it will be counted. For each line there will be numbers will be given. When the height will increase, the number also will be increased. When the height reduces, the number will be reduces, because there will be the contour lines which connect all the points. The next thing is this easting and northing will be given 2-digit numbers. If it is 0 also, it will not be denoted as simply 0. We will say 0, 0. Okay. So it is given in 2-digit numbers. For example, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 98. So if it is 0 also, we will not write simply 0, it will be written as 0, 0. Did you understand? What's the first two thing? There are two important lines are given. One is vertical line and another one is horizontal line. Vertical lines are known as easting and the horizontal lines are known as northing. Okay. These two lines intersect each other to form a grid square. What is it forms? It forms a grid square. And the numerical value given for each eastings, and it started from the southwest point, starting from the left side of the topographical map. And for each easting and northing, there will be 2-digit numbers given. For example, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, like 98, 66, whatever may be. 2.0 also, it will not be given as simply 0, 00 will be given. The fifth point is, see, the easting and northing. building or set up with a distance of 2 centimeter. What's the distance of East Indian North Wing? Distance of 2 centimeter. So if it is 1 kilometer on the ground, in the map it will be given 2 centimeter. So 1 kilometer is equal to 2 centimeter. So as it is formed a grid square, is it? Square, what is the area of square? A into A, is it? So when it comes like this, 1 kilometer into 1 kilometer is equal to 2 centimeter into 2 centimeter. This is the pattern, or this is the method how we count the topographical map. Next, there are 2 types of grid references. How many types of grid references? There are 2 types of grid references. They are, for the first one is 4-figure reference, and the next one is 6-figure reference. This 4-figure reference represented or used to draw the places which is fall within the numbered grid system. Okay, what is the use of 4-figure references? It is used to measure the places that fall within the grid square system. Did you understand? Whereas the 6-figure reference are used to denote the small areas, like the things like post office, wells, post office, police station, like small things. What is the use of 6-figure reference? The 6-figure references are used to point or denote the small areas like wells, post offices, milestones, temples within the grid square system with great accuracy. We should not say post office, wells or the small areas. We cannot easily find out in the map. Okay, it is possible, and with great accuracy we can see these places, small areas through the 6-figure references in the topographical maps, because contour lines are there. Even the small areas, these contour lines, since it connects all the points, even the small areas can be seen in the topographical map with the help of 6-figure references. Did you understand? Now, to get 6-figure references, we need to divide this square. How we have to divide? We have to divide this square into equal 10 parts. How we have to divide? We have to divide it as equal 10 parts, and through this, each parts will be given numbers. Even a small tumbles can be found in this with the help of the 6-figure references. Before that, it will be divided into 6 parts. Okay, in the first 3 are known as eastings, and the next 3 are known as northing. Did you understand? It is divided equally into 2 parts. First 3 parts are known as eastings, and the next 3 parts are known as northing. To know the small things, what we have to do? We have to divide it into 10 equal parts. Did you understand? And grid reference for the church in the 6-figure diagram is, how we can see this church with the help of, in the diagram it shows 2,13,052. This is the reference to denote the church in the map will be referred. Did you understand? And the next thing, representation of relief. Representation of relief. How we can represent relief features? What are the relief features? What is the meaning of relief features? Relief features are the physical features like mountains, hills, rivers. What else are there? Relief, the natural features. Mountains, hills, rivers, deserts, plains. Okay, these all considered as relief features. Now, representation of relief features or elevation. What's the meaning of elevation? Elevation means height. Okay. What's the meaning of elevation? Elevation means height. So, representation of relief features and the elevation on a topo sheet using contours. Using of contours, how we can represent the relief features and the elevation on the map. First thing, physical features. Several methods are used to depict physical features. What are the different methods are used to represent relief features? Different methods are there. Okay, the main thing is horizontal and vertical lines are called easting and northing. Latitudes and longitudes also used to represent relief features. But this in the topographical map, through the 6-figure references using the contour lines are very accuracy to know the relief features. So physical features, there are a lot of methods are there to represent or to depict relief features. One among that is topo sheets. Okay, using topo sheets. How we use this topo sheets or topographical map to represent relief features that we are going to see. Now, the first thing, mainly using contour lines, is it? What you learned about contour lines? Contour lines are the imaginary lines that connects all the points that are same height above the sea level, is it, that we have learned. According to that, on the top of sheet there are several such lines with special numbers that indicate the height of all the places connected by these lines. Okay, what is there? There are a lot of lines with specific numbers. So for each contour line, what will be given? Numbers. For each contour lines, what will be given? Numbers. So these numbers that helps to calculate or to find out the relief features in the map. Now, we'll see how we will see it as. Okay, now there are two things in the topo sheets. One is contour interval. And other one is horizontal equivalence. What is contour interval? Contour lines. Contour intervals are, first thing, the difference in the height. Okay, here the contour lines will be drawn. Okay, so contour interval means the difference between the height. The difference between the height. I said already there will be numbers will be given, is it, in the contour lines. The difference in the height between two adjacent contour lines are known as what? Contour interval. What is contour interval? the difference between two adjacent condylar lines are known as condylar intervals. So it is the difference between two adjacent condylar lines. What is it called? Condylar interval. Next thing, the horizontal equivalent. What's the next thing? The horizontal equivalent. Horizontal equivalents are the distance between two condylar lines. This is the difference between two condylar lines. The other one is the distance between the condylar lines. The distance between two adjacent condylar lines are known as what? Horizontal equivalence. Once again, I will repeat. Condylar interval means the difference between two adjacent condylar lines are known as condylar interval. Horizontal equivalence is the difference between distance between two. Distance between two condylar lines are known as horizontal equivalence. Now, how we will know the slope? Okay, when the slope will increase, now the number also will be increased. If the slope is gentle, the number will be decreasing. Did you understand? Now, what are the basic characteristics of these condylar lines? What are the basic characteristics or features of the condylar lines? Characteristics, features of the condylar lines. What are the characteristic features? The first one, condylar lines are drawn at fixed vertical interval. Okay. First thing is what? It is drawn fixed vertical interval. There won't be any changes between the vertical lines or the parallel lines or the horizontal lines. Okay. So, it is drawn in the fixed vertical interval. For example, 20 meters. For example, what? 20 meters will be given. These intervals on the map will not change. They depend on the scale of the map and the range of elevation of the areas in the map. Okay, it is according to the range of elevation. Did this measurement or the distance will change? No, it will not change. It is same in every area because it is fixed. Okay, the vertical interval is fixed. This is the first character. The second character of the condylar lines are the lines do not intersect one another. Okay, the condylar lines, whereas the easting and northing will be intersecting each other. Okay, condylar lines do not intersect. Okay, it do not intersect one another or each other. It could not meet or touch. Okay, will not touch or meet. So condylar lines will not intersect in anywhere. It will not touch each other or it will not meet each other. It do not cross each other. It also will not cross each other. The next thing is, on the topographical map, we can find every fifth line drawn thick. Okay, condylar lines, every fifth line drawn thick. It will be thick. The fifth line of condylar line will be thick. Comparing with the other lines, it is more thicker than other condylar lines. So, this is called condylar index. What is it called? Condylar index. What is condylar index? Every fifth line in the condylar line will be drawn thicker. That is called condylar index. The fourth one is spacing between contour lines determines the range of slope. Okay, the range of slope, when the height increases, the number also increases. I already told you, is it? So, if the contour lines are drawn closer to each other, it indicates that the slope of the land is steep. Okay. For example, when the contour lines are very close, okay, you should understand the steep of the mountain or the place is very height. Okay, the slope of the land is very steep. Okay, when the contour lines comes closer, you should understand it is steep area. The area is very steep, whereas the contour lines go lies distance, you should understand the land is gentile in height. Did you understand? Contour lines drawn at equal intervals. Contour lines also drawn at equal intervals indicate that slope is neither steep or gentle. Okay, if the some places the contour lines will be with equal distance. Here we have to understand the steep of the place is gentle. Okay, the steep of the place is very gentle. Now, I will repeat once again the characteristic features of the contour lines. First point, it is drawn in a fixed vertical interval. For example, 20 meters. And the range of elevation is shown in a steep. Okay. And the second point is it do not intersect, touch or meet each other. And the third one is every fifth contour line is drawn thick. It is known as contour index. And the fourth characteristic features of the contour line is in some of the places the contour lines are drawn closer. There you have to understand the place is steep. When the contour lines are with equal vertical interval, you should understand the area is gentle. Did you understand? Here we end this class and we will see the remaining in the next class. See children, thank you.